Most wrestlers talk because they have to. Brock Lesnar talks because he wants to, and when a man who could break you in half decides to open his mouth, you don't just listen, you lean in, because you know something's about to get destroyed. These aren't just quotes, they're declarations of war, promises of pain, and in a business built on empty threats, Brock Lesnar has never told a lie. So shut up and listen. Quote 1. Suplex City, bitch. WrestleMania 31 vs. Roman Reigns. It's April 5th, 2015. Levi's Stadium, 76,000 people screaming. But in that ring, there's only silence between heartbeats. Brock's been suplexing Roman Reigns like he's teaching a masterclass in destruction. 16 German suplexes. The crowd is counting along like children at a carnival, but this isn't entertainment anymore, it's education. Then it happens. Not scripted, not planned. Just pure, unfiltered Brock Lesnar looking down at a broken Roman Reigns and christening this moment with 3 words that would echo through wrestling history. Here's what they don't tell you. Brock was bored. Not tired, not angry, bored. He'd come back from UFC, where men tried to kill him for real, and WWE felt like playing pretend. So when that line slipped out, it wasn't just trash talk, it was Brock's soul talking. It was him saying, "You want to see what real looks like? Welcome to my world." The line became a t-shirt, a hashtag, a brand. But in that moment, it was just truth. Brock Lesnar had built a city where pain was the only currency, and everyone else was just visiting. Roman kicked out, Roman won, but nobody remembers that ending. They remember the city Brock built that night, a place where your heroes go to get humbled. Suplex City became bigger than the match, bigger than the moment. It became Brock's entire second WWE run distilled into 3 words, and every time you hear it now, you're not just hearing a catchphrase. You're hearing the sound of someone's spine hitting canvas. You're hearing the birth of a legend. Quote 2. I'm not a superstar. I'm an ass kicker. Raw, 2015. Picture this. Brock standing in that ring, fresh off conquering the Undertaker's streak, fresh off nearly getting his head kicked off by John Jones's elbow in training. The crowd's cheering because they think they're supposed to. They think this is the part where Brock plays the character, waves to the kids, sells some merch. Instead, Brock grabs that microphone like he's grabbing an opponent's throat, and he tells them exactly what they're looking at. This wasn't rebellion, this was revelation. Brock looked out at that crowd and saw people who wanted him to be John Cena with muscles, who wanted him to smile and pretend that what he did in that ring was the same as what everyone else did. But Brock had tasted real violence, had felt what it means when someone's actually trying to hurt you. So when he said I'm not a superstar, he wasn't insulting the business, he was protecting it. He was saying, don't confuse me with the actors, I'm the real thing. That line became his mission statement. Every match after that felt different, more dangerous, more real. When Brock walked to the ring, you didn't see John Cena's replacement. You saw something that didn't belong in this world of predetermined outcomes and scripted drama. And the scariest part? You realized that maybe the outcome wasn't as predetermined as you thought. Quote 3. If he lives through the beating I give him, he'll be known as the guy who got his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. Pre-SummerSlam 2016, regarding Randy Orton. It's the summer of 2016. Brock's coming back from another UFC fight where he'd been tested by USADA, where real drug testers had poked and prodded him like he was a lab rat. Meanwhile, Randy Orton was getting ready to play wrestling with him. But Brock wasn't in a playing mood. He was in a proving mood. This quote wasn't trash talk. It was a medical diagnosis. Brock had looked at Randy Orton and seen something he needed to correct. Randy represented everything Brock despised about the new WWE, pretty safe, predictable. When Brock said if he lives through the beating, he wasn't being dramatic, he was being literal. Because in Brock's world, surviving was the victory. Everything else was just paperwork. SummerSlam 2016, that elbow. Randy's head split open like a melon, blood everywhere. The match stopped. Medical staff rushed in. And somewhere in the back, Vince McMahon realized he'd created something he couldn't control. The quote became prophecy. Randy survived. But he became exactly what Brock said he would, the guy who got his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. And that scar on his forehead? That's Brock's signature. Permanent. Unforgettable. Quote 4, I don't give a shit about your kids. Feud with Roman Reigns 2018. It's 2018 and WWE is desperate. Roman Reigns, their golden boy, their chosen one, is getting booed out of every building. So they do what they always do. They put him against Brock, but this time, Roman's playing the family man card. Talking about his kids. About fighting for his family. Brock listened to that nonsense for about 5 seconds before he decided to set the record straight. This wasn't heel work, this was honesty. Brock looked at Roman talking about his kids and saw what he always saw in WWE, manipulation. Using family as a prop, using emotion as a weapon. But here's the thing, Brock does care about family. He's got kids too. He's got a wife. He's got a farm in Saskatchewan where he goes to forget about all this noise. But he's not going to use them to sell tickets. He's not going to parade them around like trophies. When he said, I don't give a shit about your kids, he wasn't being heartless. He was being real. He was saying, your kids don't make you a better fighter. They just make you a more desperate one. The crowd gasped. Social media exploded. Parents clutched their pearls. But something else happened too. People started nodding. Because deep down, they knew Brock was right. They were tired of wrestlers using their families as storylines. They were tired of being manipulated. And in that moment, Brock became the heel who told the truth. The most dangerous kind of villain in wrestling, the one who's actually right. Quote 5. I'm a prize fighter. I fight when the money's right. Contract signing. This wasn't said in one moment. This was said in every moment. Every time Brock walked away from WWE for months at a time. Every time he showed up just long enough to destroy someone and disappear again. Every time Paul Heyman had to explain why the beast wasn't there. But when it was finally said out loud, it felt like the world's most expensive confession. Everyone else pretended wrestling was about passion, about dreams, about entertaining the fans. Brock stripped that lie away with surgical precision. He looked at WWE and saw it for what it really was, a business, a transaction, a place where people paid money to watch him hurt people. And if they wanted to watch him hurt people, they were going to pay. That quote became the blueprint for every part-time wrestler who came after. It became the business model for the entire industry. It changed how contracts were negotiated, how stars were valued, how wrestling worked. But more than that, it made everyone else look foolish. All those wrestlers talking about passion and dreams while Brock was honest about the money. All those guys pretending they weren't there for the paycheck while Brock owned it. He didn't just change wrestling, he exposed it. Brock Lesnar will never be known for 20-minute monologues, but every quote he dropped became legend. In a business full of talkers, Brock made silence terrifying and his words unforgettable. But here's what makes Brock different. He meant every word. In a world of scripted drama and manufactured emotion, Brock Lesnar spoke truth. He doesn't talk to be liked, he talks to be understood. And if you don't understand him after hearing these words, well, maybe you're not supposed to. What's your favorite Brock Lesnar line? Let me know in the comments, and if you want the Heyman version next, I've got some dangerous words to share.